This is part of my Ultimate Shopify tutorial series playlist linked below, or you can watch the complete 7-hour tutorial linked at the end of the video and in the description. And if you haven't already signed up for Shopify, just know that I've got a link in the description to the best current deal available for Shopify. If you've already signed up, that's perfectly fine, but if you haven't, just know that the link is down in the description below. All right, let's get into the video. Okay, so in this video, if you found this video, you're likely here because you've followed through the series, the Ultimate Shopify tutorial series, and you've ended up at this one. But here's just an overview of what this final video is going to be. So how to set up the final things you need to do for setting up your store before you make it live, the store completion, so making sure that it's all good to go, made live, and then a parting message and next steps. All right, guys, let's get into the final part of the Ultimate Shopify tutorial series. Let's go. Okay, so just a few little final things we want to do just to tie the bow, to finish things up for us, that are very important, that you don't want to overlook before you start your Shopify store, is we're going to go to settings, and we just want to do these final things for us here. So if we're going to go into, if you haven't done them already, maybe you already have, but we're going to go into payments, and then you'd want to set those up. Okay, so and then you'll just simply click here, activate Shopify payments, and then go through the prompts. I'm not going to go through that because there's a lot I have to fill out in terms of personal details, so we're not going to do that from my end, but you would just simply make sure you set this up, and then you can also put on PayPal. And then if you hit other so I'd actually advise to have just mainly go with Shopify payments, and then if you want, you can also add on the PayPal option if you think people are going to want that. But this is the main one you want to obviously set up. And then you can go, if you wanted, you can add other payment methods, so you can go here, and then you can search providers, and you could put those in there if you wanted to. But it's really just the main one you want to start with Shopify payments, and then you can set up PayPal as well if you wanted. And then another one that you might just want to do, ensure that you've got all that together, is just going through and doing like the taxes and duties. So you can go through here and just ensure that you fill out all your tax details there. You can do that. So obviously I can't advise you on how to do that for each of the countries that you're in, but just fill that out accordingly as is needed. So you would just go through and do your collect duties and import taxes at checkout, and you could set that up there and go through and do all that. But again, that's something you need to figure out from your own end, how you're going to figure that out. But I'm just showing you these important last steps. So we've done our payments, done taxes and duties, and then what we want to do is the notifications. We just want to make sure that that is set up for us properly at the right email. So you can change that to whatever you want. And so at the moment it's this one here at gmail.com, and as it says here, so at the moment recipients will get an email, they'll get it from store at shopifyemail.com. So you're fine to start with just at gmail.com, but you may want to get yourself a premium domain name. I'm not going to walk you through all of that here today, but I will show you, like, if you wanted to do it, the easiest way to do that, to set up, if you want to set up your own domain name email address. So you would make it like Isaac at isaacecomofficial@gmail.com, or sales at isaacecomofficial.com. If you wanted to do that, you would just go through here and you go to Google Workspace, and then you'd sign up for start your free trial. Just know that it is paid. You have to pay when you purchase it's never free. If you go a domain name email, it's about $9. Let's have a look. It's about $9 a month. So it's not super expensive. So $9.90 AUD a month, and you get, you at your company name.com, whatever. But I can have that listed for you, a link for all these things in the doc for you, or you can go through and just search Google and type in Google Workspace, and you can sign up for one there. So that's how you would want, if you wanted to do that for yourself. But as I said, just starting out, you're fine to have it with that. And then I'd advise though, once you start to get a few sales, you're starting to build more brand and trust and everything, it's best option to go purchase yourself a company profile email, which is it's not too expensive, $9.90 a month. Okay, so just to finish off with our last little thing, cherry on top to finish our website. Left this one right to the end for you guys. You may have already done it, but if you haven't, this is a nice little way to officially tie off your store, ready to go out there on your own and get this idea of yours into the world. Okay, so what we're going to do for the final thing is we're going to go up and we're going to change this up here. So at the moment it says my store. Sure, you could keep it at that, but I feel like it feels that next level of ownership when we change this to our actual store name. So our company, our business, whatever it is, your brand up here. So I'm going to show you how to do that because Shopify doesn't make it super obvious how you can change this a little bit up here. So our last little cherry on top. So just going to go to settings, and then under here where we've got my store, so you've gone to general, it opens on general, and then you're just going to go here on my store. You're going to click this one here, and then you're going to go change my store name, and we're going to change that to whatever else our brand name is. So I'm going to change it here. And hit save. And look at that. How good is that? Okay, so now that is officially the end of the tutorial. Well done, that amazing work. I just wanted to, for the last little part here, I wanted to do a little send off for you to wish you well on your journey.